Alright, hello and welcome everybody. It is Wednesday, and that means it's time for some Dungeon Siege goodness. We've got Diz here with us.
Very wonderful way to
Oh yeah, I
start
had a lot of
the
fun
day.
with reading all of their text last time.
Yeah, greetings everybody. It's Diz again. Sorry for not attending the last few streams. I have real life to contend with these days.
Yes, we all
But
do.
uh,
And
but either way, not too many crazy things were gonna happen, but that has changed. That has certainly changed. With the start of this episode, we have a lot going on. But first, person.
what's that? What was that last word?
Person.
Oh, person.
I am ruined, most horribly ruined. For 6 years, I have poured all my wealth and labors into planning a contest of skill, a challenge to find the greatest living archer in the known lands. But on the very eve of our contest, disaster! Our treasury stolen by goblins, our finest prizes seized. My bow and skills are all I have left in the world to redeem my tarnished name and reputation. I have followed the goblins this far, but I can't.
I was about to ask why your archer was using melee there and your mage was on bow.
Oh yeah, because I was fiddling around with stuff at the end of last episode. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to find. So this guy right here, Zed,
Who's that?
he keeps getting his butt kicked because he has such a short range spell with Zap. So I found him Spark, which gives him a little bit more range, which should keep him from wandering into combat. I don't think we're going to need what's her face right here. We've already got a full party anyway, so let's just pass her by.
Also, the fact that they are pretty low range level comparatively to this point of the game.
Yeah,
It's not true for others. In fact, I believe from here on out, the recruit characters you get would actually have some skills that are interesting.
yeah.
But it's going to take you a bit before you get to the next person to recruit. So that noise really makes me laugh because there is a funny clip out there, right,
Uh-huh.
from a horror game, I believe.
Okay.
It's by Bloober Team. I don't know if you know who those guys are. They are the guys that were working on the Silent Hill 2 remake.
They're what now?
They were the people working on the Silent Hill 2 remake.
Okay, okay.
And it's not a good thing because Bloober Team is not a good studio. They are known for a game they've made on Steam, and it's critically acclaimed, but its story premise is not very good. It's about basically a kid who has basically a trauma manifested into an enemy or a creature you fight,
Yeah.
or not really fight, but try to avoid,
Okay.
kind of like a Silent Hill enemy.
Okay.
And the way they tell the story kind of makes it say that her trauma is her fault and all this crap,
Uh-huh.
and it's not good.
I see.
And somehow they got Silent Hill 2, right?
Yeah.
But they made a game called Layers of Fear, and if you don't,
Yeah.
go
I'm
ahead.
aware of it.
You've heard of it?
I think I bought it on GOG and never played it.
It's not a good game at all. If you look up a clip from a guy called Jeremiah, he discovers a really embarrassing glitch, and it has the sound effect.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it, it's hilarious. And every time I hear these things die, I just think of the kid running into the wall over and over.
Right. Nice. Did we get him? I think we got him.
Yeah. So another thing I saw last stream, the stream before this one
Uh-huh.
actually, was somebody joining and talking about the other three Dungeon Siege movies, the direct-to-DVD sequels they
Yes.
got.
Which I was unaware of.
Yeah, I didn't mention them last time because, believe it or not, they are actually so unremarkable that they don't even have proper wiki pages listed for them.
Well, that's impressive.
Yeah, yeah, it is. But really, they are not good either. In some ways, they are even worse than the actual first iteration because that one at least had a budget.
I'm not entirely
These,
surprised by this.
yeah, yeah, it's Usain Bolt or
Uwe Boll?
whatever. Uwe Boll.
Yeah. Usain Bolt's the runner.
Yeah, I was about to say, hey, that guy can actually make moves.
Right, right.
That guy. Uwe Boll is just an interesting creature.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, I did some looking into it, right? And it's really interesting because the creator of Dungeon Siege,
Mm-hmm.
Taylor, he was at least like, it was really nice to see Dungeon Siege adapted to the silver screen. Hey, money.
Did... Where?
Below.
Oh, behind us.
But yeah, he was happy to see it adapted to the silver screen at all. The opportunity was a rare one, and it
Sure.
made him happy, even if the end product wasn't good, because that was what was being acknowledged here. And yeah, it would be pretty neat. It's kind of one of those cases where I look at it sort of like the, oh, incoming.
Yep.
Sort of look at it as kind of like the Ratchet and Clank movie.
Uh-huh.
That was a steaming pile of garbage, but the people behind Ratchet and Clank always wanted to make a movie,
Yeah.
and I'm glad at least they got their wish, even if the industry at that point was not really good with the idea of movies.
Sure, sure.
It's kind of like one of those cases where the game is a complete opposite of the movie that came out.
Uh-huh.
Oh, hey, that's a boss troll
We got a
enemy.
boss. Let's not gather aggro on him until we need to.
You might want to heal her.
Well,
Top her off at least.
here he comes.
Yep.
But he came by himself, which was his first mistake.
Yep, I came alone.
And he got stunned immediately.
The stun is busted in this game.
It's
and
very, very good. Yeah.
yeah, it's to the point where I'll take a worse weapon if it means having stun on it.
Yeah, in general,
pretty
I'm
much.
kind of in that. That's kind of where I was when I was setting up all the equipment for this week's stream.
And it's not too broken either unless you, like, put it on a whole team because, yeah, enemies will still kick your butt.
I think I have it on 3 of my 4 melee people.
I have it on all of my people except the mages.
Yeah.
It's kind of stupid. The only problem with that is I have some bowmen that really have terrible weapons, and they do not put out enough damage, but they have it because of that stun.
I see.
Need a potion, Zed.
Nah, I'm gonna let him recharge naturally and just use his bow a little bit.
Seems fair. That sort of thing is never gonna fly in the second game, though. Once
Yeah.
you pick a class, you gotta stick with it hard. There is a level of mixing that you can do in the second game if you have the expansion enabled, though, which is pretty nice.
Yeah.
In my case, it's a bit of a duality because there is a mix between it's basically you get a hybrid between the magic with one of the physical attacking classes.
Yeah.
That's melee and range count as physical damage and stuff in the game.
Sure.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
ye- yeah. The mix and match with magic gives it this sort of interesting dynamic
Mm-hmm.
for the characters, where you basically can build like a paladin style melee character
Okay.
or a self-sacrificial range character.
Okay. Oh, we got a Hellbore.
And the only way to mix another class is the way I do it. It's sort of interesting because you can do it in this game to much easier effect.
Uh-huh.
Technically, basically you get a combat mage and you stick them in front of the fire vents of the crypts earlier in the game, and then you level up their nature magic that way, and then you like cast Orb of Frost or something,
Mm-hmm.
and then they can independently level their nature magic alongside their combat. Oh, hi man. It's really funny how they have wolf fight sound effects a little bit there.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole idea of that is kind of a carbon copy of what you would do in this game, and that's casting the orb to independently level,
Uh-huh.
which you can do for any class in this game, but in the second game, it's relegated to a temporary power.
I see.
They call it the energy orb, and I found out how to absolutely break the second game through the use of energy orb on the nature mage.
Okay.
Because the game has a system for when you get levels to the point where you're rewarded for each level up,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not supposed to have certain skills available to you in the second game, but if you do get both, you can get one of the strongest spells in the game with a certain thing that boosts casting speed. It's ridiculous.
Huh. Interesting.
But that bridge will be crossed once we get to it.
Yeah, we're quite a ways out for that still.
Oh yeah, this game is one of those games that's definitely a long haul one. Not to mention the fact that you still have the expansion. There is a multiplayer content with Midos' mod, and the Ultima mod. Yeah, you're here for quite a bit, even if you don't do the Ultima thing all the way through, which would be a bit surprising because, like, it's quite qualitative.
Yeah.
From what I see, it's quite cool. Wouldn't be surprised if it's got a pretty good hook. But either way, yeah, it's interesting because I've been thinking about what we talked about on the other streams before here,
Mm-hmm.
and like the Dungeon Siege 2 multiplayer being basically the main campaign and stuff like that. I thought about it, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
It's quite an interesting prospect. Of course, that would mean I'd have to abide by the stream schedule and everything like that, but I'm starting to adjust with what I got.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where it could be like just an occasional thing or something like that. I don't know. Depending on individual schedules and timing and stuff like that. Yeah, we could figure something out. It could just be something that's like unique to the YouTube channel, and we just do whenever you're available, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that too. I mean, independent YouTube things you've been doing for a bit now, which is cool. Speaking of, really cool to see you make the progress you have in Labyrinth of Toho too.
Yeah.
I fell behind a good ways because of real life. Oh, here we go. This is what I was warning you about before the stream started.
Okay.
Say hello to the funniest sounding bandits in existence. But no, they hit, and more importantly, they run as fast as you guys do. You cannot run from these enemies. If you are trying to fall back, you can't.
Interesting. Well, most most enemies will stop chasing you at some distance at some point.
These guys I do not think will.
Well, for the
They
heck of
may.
it, let's try it. Why not? We're early on in the thing. Let's try to run away.
I think you're gonna have a good time with the archers as opposed to the bandits because, yeah, you see the bandits, they'll just keep coming.
Oh yeah, he is still. No, he stopped. He stopped.
Oh, okay.
So that's one
That's
thing I've noticed is that enemies seem to have a domain that they kind of like. And
Yeah,
if
they
you-
occupy.
And if you leave that domain, they will eventually turn back. You know, their domain is larger than the space that they like occupy, but it's not infinite.
It's not. In my case, I guess the few that I fought had an extremely large area of domain,
Yeah, it's possible.
so they did not give up their chase. The only ones that did was the archers because you already had a fair bit of distance between that. Also, their hurt noises are really funny
Oh,
because
yeah.
these are like people and
Right.
they sound like this. Like, guys, do you know what people sound like?
Well, there's that.
I don't.
There's that
Yeah.
game. There's that Zelda CDI game where it's like
Oh,
a,
yeah.
the top-down thing, and like the enemies in that game just have like random sounds. Like you'll kill like a spider, it goes ooh. So it's like
They sound quite like that. It's
Yeah.
almost uncanny, huh?
yeah.
Because I know what you're talking about, too. I think there's even a gag with that, with the spiritual successor to the CDI games that people have made, fans
Yeah.
have made. Which is a really friggin' cool game, too.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I've seen some play some gameplay of it.
Mm-hmm.
Another one down. There we go. I don't know if you've also checked, but my oh, here they come. My ogre battle situation. That game is
It is certainly the game.
it is well, like my last stream was 4 hours long because there's no way to suspend in the middle of a in the middle of a
Yeah.
level. So
Yeah. And Ogre Battle is one of those things where, yeah, it certainly puts the battle in there.
yep.
Oh, you might want to... Yeah, you see, they're chasing for quite a bit.
Yep.
And that's a lot of clicking I'm hearing you're doing to get away. I hope your
Well,
hands are gonna be...
it's just because of the way that the camera works.
Yeah, the camera is so far zoomed out in the sequel, it's really good. Yeah, this game's issues I have with the camera are tantamount. They fixed the camera speed too. Like, you turn the speed all the way up at the beginning of the game, I remember that.
Yeah.
And it's still slow. Too
Yeah.
slow.
Which one's
Man,
a
these
bandit?
guys. Right over there, I think.
Is
Oh,
that him? That's him.
yeah. I can't exactly point it out, but I was about to say right in front of you.
Yeah, it's a little silly how.
They blend in with your group, yeah.
Right.
They absolutely blend in. It's probably one of the things that's challenging about them, unless you're me and have one melee fighter and can pick him apart in the crowd.
Right.
That's kind of actually why I chose the first recruit you get as a melee fighter, the dwarf,
Uh huh.
because he stands out.
Yeah, that's a good point. What's going on here?
I don't mean to be mean to him, and there's no nice way of putting this, but
Uh
he could it. I could tell him apart from a crowd because he has to waddle his butt up.
huh. Yeah, pretty much.
Like, I don't want to be mean, right? He's really helpful,
Yep, yep, yep.
but
But facts are facts.
oh man. So the difference between the fairies that glow purple and red is health and purple is mana.
What do they
I
do?
guess
Do they help you in some way?
yeah, they'll basically if you're low on health or mana, they will give you the gift on a whim.
Ah, so it's kind of like random and hope it works kind of thing.
It is, yep, and it is so random in fact that I have still not figured out the pattern. My guess is that it depends on whether or not they start or stop moving. And
Oh,
that could be any time.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like if they decide to move here and they decide that movement time is going to be, oh, I'm going to give you a gift. So, yeah. So you may wish to stand around them if you want to see it in action.
I'm not too worried about it.
But I was about to say, it is still way faster to just have everybody heal.
Yeah, bandit camp. All right, let's inch up here.
Oh, yeah, you are going to want to pull aggro on these guys one at a time
Yeah,
because
let's save first too.
the biggest thing is these guys will do their best to overwhelm you because they pull aggression collectively unless they are standing far apart.
Right.
More than that, I think if you land some attacks on a few of them, they will pull aggression even while the others are trying to go back.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, what I was doing wrong because I had Orb of Frost and stuff on my guys.
Uh huh.
It kept shooting them, and even though I was out of their domain, it kept pulling their aggression because, like, oh,
Ah.
you hit me? You hit me? I'm gonna hit you back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The runner analogy is pretty good here, actually. Probably what was on my mind, actually. Because these guys do not stop running.
Yeah, that's a little irritating, but
It can be handled if
yeah,
you go
we'll
about it
just
right. That is so much damage, and yes, they do target your back lines. Hey, Fairy, it would be a good time for that gift of health.
nah, he'll be fine.
I just imagine, like, dialogue, like, Zed's back there, it's like, Fairy, help me!
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the fairy is like, and humming and
Yeah,
stuff.
like,
Like,
you got fingers in its
oh,
ears, like I can't hear you, la la la. Got an archer there.
it has all kinds of excuses, like, Do you think fairies have ears?
Right.
Oh. Yeah, the petrify is the best thing you can get.
Yeah. It's really good.
They call it stun, but it's really petrify. I mean, they turn to stone and everything.
Well, I mean, they appear to turn to stone, but that might just be like a visual effect to highlight who's stunned. You know.
You know, I think it's funny because there is like the stun effect in the second game,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it works how you would expect. It has the dizzying effect over their head.
Uh-huh.
But I think it's funny because there is another stun effect, and it is the turn the stone effect.
Well, whatever works for the game, I guess, right?
Yeah, it is. It is just a little funny.
Backing off.
Why don't you bandit guys fight that boar? Get some dinner,
Right?
please. Yeah, this is not a thing that is fixed in the second game either. You'll have clearly opposing factions that are enemies just standing next to each other.
Yeah, most games are like that though, so I kind of forgive it.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me either, especially due to the fact that the second game has its moments of challenge because of that,
Yeah.
where you have a few enemies that are going to kick your butt regardless of if they're in a crowd or not.
Is that it for them? For now? For the
I
moment?
can't
Yeah.
I can't tell what that boar's stock sound effect is, but it sounds like a bear roar pitched down.
Could be.
It's just like the rats of this game. You summon a rat and it makes a wolf sound.
Right.
I'll never get over that. I wish the level of summons scaled with your guys in this game. I'd make my entire summon arsenal rats if I could.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Just 1 minute, like rat noises like you would expect. The next minute, I
Right. Well, I mean...
love it.
Oh, we got a lot of boars coming. Let's kite them away a little bit.
Ooh. Yeah, you see what I mean, that they turn around.
Yeah.
I had an interesting time with this camp because I was dealing with something that came out of the woods, I believe,
Uh-huh.
right? And I didn't notice the giant camp here, and so I pulled the aggression of every enemy in the camp.
Oh, God.
And yeah, that was certainly a battle of all time.
Uh-huh.
I basically took all my units, and they've all been leveling their nature magic through the heal exploit I did,
Right.
and then buffs and everything. And I summoned a bunch of creatures on the fly, basically, and just decided, all right, it's war.
Uh-huh.
In the end, I won, but it came really close. I've been trying to make it to the point where I don't have characters fall unconscious because it does interrupt their experience flow and
Right,
stuff.
right, right.
And that's a thing in the second game, but it's not too bad because experience is not too difficult to come by and everything.
Uh-huh.
And the big thing is that it's independent for humans, but not pets and stuff, which level, based on the highest level you have.
Uh-huh.
Ooh. Yeah. Enemies with random different AI that's like, oh, I'm gonna attack your back line.
I think it's mostly a question of who they see first. Like, it seems like there's not really a whole lot of bizarreness going on there. A destroyer, what is that?
A unique item, to answer your question.
Yes, but is it any good, I guess is the question.
Yeah, I know, but it's not the question you asked.
Uh-huh. Oh, gosh. Let's see here. Where did I even put it? Bow of Thunder.
I think it's on third guy.
Tree Club.
Am I right? No, not the
No.
third guy. For
Someone random picked up just because they were close to it.
there
Destroyer
we go.
of Life Force. Slow attack speed, two-handed, requires intelligence 25. Well, congratulations.
Slow attack.
It's something that we won't be able to use for hours.
What does it do?
It's a staff. It's just a staff weapon.
And what was its effect?
Nothing that... It doesn't matter. We can't equip it.
Increases wielder's
Melee damage versus undead by 10 points.
Undead.
Yeah.
What a... what an interesting, if very specific weapon. I don't even think there are that many undead in the game. I think...
Yeah, no, we fought them. We fought a bunch of undead in a couple of the earlier dungeons, but we haven't fought any undead in quite a while at this point.
I don't think they appear for a great deal of time, and even then, that's a staff. You don't want your mage to know melee most of the time.
This is one of the big downsides of a Diablo-style loot system. Wait, who's hitting those guys?
Oh, the melees are targeting.
Oh boy.
So I think that's kind of what I was mentioning earlier in the previous streams.
Oh, they surrounded us. That's what happened. There are more.
Where they have independent AI, and sometimes they'll target the weakest they see.
Maybe, yeah.
Sort of like the tactical.
Well, no, but it's not that, because there was only 3 of them, and then all of a sudden there was like 7 of them. That's what happened. Was that?
Oh, could be too.
Because I was looking at the 3 guys that we actually were fighting, you know, and I was like, cool, we've got them on lockdown, but what happened was a bunch of guys came out of the trees to our sides and beat the crap out of our rear guys.
Mm-hmm. You see, that's the thing that I'm wondering about, though, because typically the melee people would be in their aggro range, so I'm wondering if they have some initial targeting, or if they were just closer to them, because I guess somebody who's watching the video back can see it.
Yeah.
So yeah, branching paths, by the way.
Well, that's new.
Breaking up the linearity somewhat. I say knowing it all just converges onto one path in the end, but shh.
Yeah, right.
No, I think the branching path style stuff is a lot more interesting in Myros' mod, because it's basically a split path thing, but it's in an open world style. This game really had it all back in the day. Its multiplayer is a completely separate map with its own lore and uniqueness to it. It's crazy. So this game is linear, but its multiplayer is completely open world. Interesting.
Did we kill them all? I think we killed them all. Heal up, everybody.
I should mention, by the way, based on the person who was there in the last stream and everything, the Dungeon Siege movies aren't even the sequels that were direct to DVD. Don't even have the name Dungeon Siege in
Oh, they
them.
don't?
Yeah, they're all just called In the Name of the King.
Oh.
The first one was like a dungeon siege tale and everything, right?
Oh, so they pulled that. They pulled that little thing. That's weird, but okay.
Yeah, and I did neglect to mention this the last few streams, but yes, the reason why people make fun of Dungeon Siege 3 is because, yes, it does take after the movie.
Oh hell, we got another one.
Why would they do that? As the one person I mentioned way earlier put it, their first mistake was giving Dungeon Siege a story.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, the guys you meet in the camp have some interesting dialogue. They mention things like the Cimbri and stuff like that and everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, who are the Cimbri? And it's like,
Shut up.
who knows? So it's like, obviously they tried to put some lore in this part of the game, in this leg of the journey.
Sure.
And it's like...
Well, we've seen that there is lore. It's just rather optional, right?
It is, yeah.
Like, we found those books, and those books were like, oh, this is this, and this is this is this, and all this, and I'm like, well, that's the thing that we were asking about earlier, and it's like, oh, that's actually there's actually something written down about that. Oh, okay, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting in my case, too, because it's like, you wonder as a player, how much is this lore optional or required?
Right.
Transform into a bear. I think that's what that spell is.
Yeah, I probably won't ever use it.
The thing I'm wondering about that, because I haven't tried any of the transform yet,
Yeah.
is it an independent health bar, like just added on, or does it actually hurt your health?
I have no idea.
I have not tried it, but it would be an interesting thing to try out, because if it's additive, like it's its own creature with its own separate health bar, it would basically amount to doubling your summoned creatures already, so you could have 16 at a time, which sounds stupid.
Oh, we've got some black wolves up there.
But if they are just an instance where it is your own health pool, then there's no point in using them at all. I don't know, maybe my perspective on the Bandits is a bit skewed, because my first playthrough I decided to play through on hard.
That could be it. I mean, it's interesting. What I've noticed is that the enemies now have a much smaller, like, hit point pool. Like, I was fighting enemies with, like, 900 hit points. And now they're all back down to, like, 300, and I'm not sure why. Probably because their armor got a big upgrade.
Yeah. I think the big thing is just the way the game was designed, where it was designed in chunks.
Yeah.
Sort of like that. So maybe it was an instance of one different designer's vision.
Yeah.
For the ice levels.
I see bandits.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to pull all those guys. Absolutely not. Okay, so no, I noticed this. You were in formation that whole time, right?
Yeah?
The only people they would have seen is the melee guys first.
Right.
And yet they went for your archer in the back there.
Well, the aggro distance it might be a little fuzzy. I don't know.
It could be, but just know I'm kind of paying attention to that. I've played the Dungeon Siege style games for years, and I do know that their aggression kind of works the way it does in the second game, almost 1-to-1 in fact. Typically, the aggression is called by the first thing they see.
Yeah.
So I think I know what is happening here. They target the closest thing, but the thing is they try to do that surround thing, you notice?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they'll
yeah.
walk to the back. Then they'll just decide, oh, I'm gonna fight you because you hit me.
Right.
So that's probably what's happening. That's how they're targeting your backline. This is really interesting observation because in the second game, they didn't switch their targeting based on who attacked what.
Well, those guys don't move at all. That's gonna be a pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even know they didn't move. I kind of fought with my summons. I
Yeah.
would summon a big crew before a big fight, and we'd just stick through the fight as long as we could before we had to retreat. Ow! Oh! Ooh! Ooh! Yeah, he was in the back, and they just decided to hit him, and I know exactly why they do that.
Yeah.
Be- Because you have sparks going out, and multiple sparks hit multiple guys, and then they're just collectively like, "Hey, why don't we kill that guy that just hit us?"
Yeah, and he just has no
Ah,
freaking hit points.
yeah, even if you level their melee, it's not gonna be enough. They're just some enemies that hit way too hard, even if you are melee
Well, I could try
dedicated.
something like this.
Pulling aggression, then getting those guys to
Well, I can just throw some people out with some hit points. And just have them do the damage.
the idea being to take out one and then
Just to
thinning
thin them out a
the
little
herd
bit.
of it. Yep, exactly.
Oh, oh, here they come. Here they come.
Oh,
Sorty
yep.
dudes. But now I can switch them back to melee.
You can select everybody as well.
I don't need to at this point. They're just gonna auto beat the crap out of the.
I am noticing that. It's nice that they do that.
Uh-huh.
The aggression system and the auto stuff is completely absent from the next game.
Uh-huh.
It was one of the biggest critical points of the game. I haven't noticed you complaining about it much either.
About what specifically?
The fact that characters automatically do their job.
Oh. Well, I mean, you know, it's just a style, right? Like, there's AI party members in a lot of games.
He was one hit away.
Yeah, he had
course.
like 1 hit point.
But yeah, one of the biggest points of contention critically that happened with this game was the idea of the game playing itself.
Yeah, that's a common problem whenever you have AI characters, right? Like that happened to Final Fantasy 12. You know, it's just a question of whether you're gonna go with a real time system or whether you're gonna go with something more turn based. Because the fact is that if you have, you know, 10 different people to control, you're not gonna be able to do that in real time.
Well, you have 8 people here, and yes, you're gonna do it in real time, and you're gonna like it.
Well, there's a pause function, which is acceptable.
Oh yeah. Most people I've seen play the game first and second don't use the pause feature, and it's really interesting because it feels like an integral part of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, I would agree with you. It seems important to me.
There's so much tactical benefit to doing it, and it's like the people that don't do it are
Damn.
Yeah. The fact that they don't move just creates so much challenge.
Come on, guys, move. No,
He
dude,
can't
move.
He couldn't move because he was standing up from unconsciousness.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's the big thing. There's always that little animation buffer when they get up, and yes, it is designed specifically to make them in danger as soon as they stand up.
Let's see if this works.
Some people think that's a failing, but I don't find it too bad. Oh yeah, you have to... Ooh, healing in the back. Yeah, creative use.
Well, I figured it might work. Worth a try.
It's actually a genius thing to do, because it does give them functionality. Ooh. It's the same trick I used, by the way, to independently level while they just sat in a
Yeah.
fire trap. Because the AI is not dumb. They won't just stand around and wait. They will use it when the opportunity arises.
Right. That's kind of what I'm counting on. Like, it seems like they automatically target anyone with less than 50% health.
Yep. They do. They certainly do.
And so we can just take our... There we go. We got them moving.
And thankfully, it's one of those cases, oh, these guys can go on the attack too. But yeah, it's one of those cases where, the second game does it better, where they will heal the exact amount that they can heal.
Right.
Like, the health will go down and they won't wait until you're halved or anything. They'll just heal, and more than that, this game, they don't do it, but they'll actually heal summons if you have the expansion in the second game. They didn't in the first iteration of the game without the expansion, but they fixed it.
I see.
And now summon creatures can get heals.
That's such an odd thing to, like, fix in an expansion, as opposed to, like, a patch.
Yeah, things were different back then. They only had a limited amount of patches to fix games.
Well, kind of, sort of.
Yeah. I mean, they could have, but there was this sort of weird mentality. I mean, weird by today's standards, because more than not,
well, you just didn't have internet connectivity was the problem, right?
Yeah.
And so you couldn't get patches through the internet. You had to get patches some other way, generally speaking, and that would be
sometimes through magazines or something. Yeah, it's interesting. Erased him. Yeah, they just erased him. Ow. Oh, yeah, you see? Ooh. The ones you want to kill are the ones that are targeting the guys in the back.
Yeah, but now they're separated.
Ow.
Nah, I think he'll be fine.
It's fine.
Wait, who's still hitting him?
There's,
oh, there's a bandit right there. Damn!
What?
Where did he come from?
He's been there. There were two after
so
them.
Difficult to see.
Yeah, you killed the one, but yeah. The best feature you're gonna appreciate by the second game standards, there's a red highlight when you highlight enemies.
Oh, that's nice. Are there more? There's still one more bandit. Are we done? Thank you, guys. Jeez.
I'm just watching the spark orbit the enemy.
Yeah, it's supposed to hit them, isn't it?
The problem is it's got limited tracking.
Ah.
It's why I don't use the spell, honestly. I get what it's meant for. It's kind of like a
waiting
flank.
for Ice Shard to get up there. Because Ice Shard has an even better range, so he should be good now. He just had to gain another level or two of nature magic before he could use it.
Yeah. Ice Shard is going to serve you pretty well. I will warn you, it does cost a lot.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, they're on heal. Oops.
Oh, they're on heal. Damn it. Pause,
Yeah.
switch, attack.
But yeah, I think the pause system is brilliant.
Well, it's a direct throwback from Baldur's Gate. Like it feels just
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
Even the formation things are like just like in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. In this case, I think the implementation compared to that is really good because of the style of the game with the multiple members and everything and the multitudes of management. It has that RTS DNA from their other games, and I
Yeah.
think that's really cool. Like you said, kind of in another stream, though, you wish it were a little more leaned into the RTS style.
Yeah, it would work better that way. Like if I could create a little bit more like I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like
Customizing.
the game's already made, and what the hell, right?
Well, it's interesting you say that because Dungeon Siege still to this day is extremely moddable.
Yeah.
Somebody could actually implement some of those ideas as long as they were concrete and stuff. Me, I kind of think it's interesting because it's like it could have those things, but the way it does it without is not too bad. Like,
Yeah.
it's got that sort of minimalism and it doesn't get too overcrowded. I don't know if you've heard of the Depth Heaven series or something, but
The-
there is a game
no.
out.
Never heard of
There's
it.
a game. Yeah, there's a series out there with a game called Nights in the Nightmare.
Okay.
It's on the DS and the PlayStation Portable.
Oh, I've heard of
And,
Nights in the Nightmare. Yeah. Never played it, but I've
yeah,
heard of it.
it's a really obscure game, so I'm surprised you've heard it. That's cool. Oh, yeah, that was the death trap that killed you at the start of
Oh, the other
you
stream?
know,
Yeah.
yeah, the other one where you were at the trade house and it just killed the guy. It didn't kill you this time, but wow, my blood ran cold.
Yeah.
Like,
we have a bunch
oh.
of resurrect scrolls, so it's not a big deal as long as we're not in the middle of combat.
It's just a bit annoying to pick up all the dropped items.
Well, so yeah, it is.
They fixed that in the second game, by the way. If somebody dies, they'll keep their inventory, and then the new challenge, Slasher Bow. But the new challenge is pretty much, how are you going to get the stuff back?
Uh huh. Well, we completed a quest. That's the important part.
Thankfully, yeah, the quest. I'm pretty sure that had to do with the camp. I think
Yeah,
if you go
that's right.
back there and try to get a reward, they will not reward you.
Well,
Like
it was
you would
confront the
expect.
bandit boss to protect the traveler's camp. In the
Yep.
past, the bandits tolerated us, yada yada yada. I have no bounty to offer in return, but he will surely have amassed a fortune by now inside his bandit lair. So that was boiled into it, no problem. Oop, another one.
I think I see blood on the ground, so maybe it is doing damage, like I think it is, but the fact that it killed somebody and then is doing minimum damage here is really interesting to me.
Well, the question is it a damage-based trap, or is it just like a roll the dice and see if you survive the effect trap, right?
This would not surprise me given the random nature of things, like breaking barrels,
Yeah.
sometimes being armed with an arrow trap that does nothing anymore now that you're past the first leg of the game, or the exploding thing like there, which will
Here's a
trigger
chest.
sometimes chain reaction.
There we go. Got all that stuff.
Yeah, because I opened the same chest that killed you and nothing happened to me.
Yeah. No, I think
So
it might
I'm-
be like a dice roll. Like it might just be like a save versus death kind of thing. Like it kills you 20% of the time or 40% of the time or something. Who knows?
If that's the case, then wow, I do not like that. Just a random chance you could die.
Well, it's one of those things. It's pretty common in RPGs, right?
Random death is completely absent in the second game, and I think the game's all the better for it, personally.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, there are some things that I do know from games of this era that are instant death, but they're
Uh-huh.
things that would make sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I'm playing Dragon Quest 3, and there are just some enemies that just cast this spell called Defeat, and if it hits your character is dead.
Or the instant death effect from Labyrinth of Toho 2 and
Right.
stuff, yeah. If you get status with death, you dead.
I wonder if someone's ever played through this game the whole way with just the map.
Well, somebody, the person that joined you the last time, I believe it was, mentioned doing a solo challenge,
Oh yeah.
and I saw that, and I don't know if they're still listening or watch these back, but I'm thinking, maybe I will do a Dungeon Siege 1 playthrough solo on hard,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
because I wonder if that's even possible.
Maybe.
Because if everybody falls unconscious, you just die in this game.
Right.
And it'll send you back a save, as opposed to the second game system, where there is a bit of forgiveness. Where you can... I think it's like World of Warcraft, in the sense that you die, you have to go back to where you died.
Uh huh.
Or you have to pay a fee to get your stuff back.
Yeah.
So it's something akin to that. Full inventory.
Yeah, that's okay. We're gonna probably head back to the whatchamacallit
Camp.
place. Yeah, the camp and talk to people.
So now you can put the helmet down to that person.
Which one? This one?
The third person's one.
Oh.
Yeah, you can pass.
I'm not even sure she
buck.
can wear it. Yeah, she can't wear it.
But I want you to wear the zap cap.
I'm not gonna wear it.
The zap cap!
Ah, he can wear this finally. That's a nice improvement for him.
I like the idea that the head zaps, but it also zaps their brain.
Yeah.
Kind of. It reminds me of, like, Spyro, A Hero's Tale.
Yeah.
Hey there, Spyro. When I zap you with my wand like this, your current position in progress is saved. Also, you lose 1,000,000 brain cells. Wow, 1,000,000 brain cells? That seems excessively destructive.
Yeah. Here's a nice bow. She can't use it. It requires dexterity of 21. She's almost there, actually, so that's not so bad. Bovine Helm of Zest. Can't use it.
Zest as in shaving for flavor, surely.
Uh-huh. Yeah, right. Well, another flywing barrier of zest.
Yes, I season my food with bone marrow.
Or it could be that, isn't there a soap brand called Zest?
I have no idea.
It's product placement.
You run out of food. Introducing the bovine zest.
Right.
The bovine zester. When you want to eat more food, but all you have left is the bone.
Strength of 15.
Marketed, no doubt, as some kind of human dog treat.
Yeah.
You just walk along, and the bandit's like, "What are you doing?" "I'm getting a snack."
14 plus 3. Okay. I'll take that.
A straight up upgrade.
Strength of 22. Nobody else is there yet. He's got something I think that's moderately better. Yeah, alright. I think let's do a EI, and we'll just kind of clear up some people a little bit so they have a little space. And then, let's see. I guess, I don't know. What actually is my current? So we're still looking for Merrick's staff, and we're still looking for Fortress Croft. But I actually looked this up. I was like, did we miss it? Like, could we possibly have missed it? Because someone suggested that maybe I had missed it in one of the earlier streams, and I was like,
Which miss?
well, like the fortress.
No, you have not.
Right. Well, so that's what what I'm trying to get across is that I went over,
Yeah.
I went and found a like a walkthrough, and like it was in the walkthrough's like FAQ, like did I miss like it was literally one of the questions in their FAQ was, did I miss the fortress? They're like, no, you won't get there for another like 2 or 3
Yeah.
2 or 3 chapters.
You were talking about that the other stream ago, and I wish I was there because I was saying you're right. It's not there until a ways. It's like the big story kind of for it. You can't miss it. It's
Yeah.
literally blocking your path.
Well, it was just funny because I was like, it's such a common question that the guy put it in like the front of the walkthrough before you even get to like the walkthrough part of the walkthrough. It's like, did I miss the end of this quest? No, you did not. It's fine. Don't worry about it. like I was worried that I was going to spoil myself on something, and then I was like, nope, not going to spoil myself on anything because this is such a common question that they're just like, no, it's fine. You just it's fine. Don't worry about it.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
I think it's because of the wonky nature of the side quest of this game, because you get to the second game and you get a side quest that takes you all the way to an end of an act and you won't even blink half the time, right? Because
Yeah.
the game sets that expectation up early, whereas the first side quest you get in this game is, oh, can you go do this? It's just ahead.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I wasn't too worried about that either, and you were right not to be worried either when that kind of came up. Did you miss the giant fort along the way? Nah, I don't think I did. I don't think I would miss something like that. You were like, and it's like, yeah, you're right.
Probably not.
Plus, the last thing the game made it out to be is something you could avoid.
Yeah. A little more range skill. Kill some more Hellbores. These are way easier than the bandits.
I am noticing that the ice shard isn't having much trouble being cast either, because your mana is staying up.
Yeah, I'm not sure why exactly, but it is.
I think I know why, actually, and it's interesting.
Okay.
Because the casting speed is slow,
Uh-huh.
so your mana has time to recharge before the next
Oh,
cast.
possibly, yeah.
The recharge rates of this game are interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah,
It's
everybody
fine.
heal.
It's fine. Like, even if he falls unconscious, he still could take some damage before he actually dies.
The interesting thing is also the fact that heal is becoming a lot less healy, if you notice. Because you healed him and it only healed him halfway, so you
Yeah.
would have to do a double cast to get him full. There
Well, I
will be
mean,
instances
I'm alright
like
with that because it just means that our hit points are growing faster than the spell damage is increasing, so we'll deal with it.
Yeah. And either way, the eventual idea is to take the mule you have there and replace it with a cool new duder.
Yeah.
because when you get a really good recruit, you'll definitely know it in this game
Oh yeah. Okay, that's good.
because you can check their status and everything like that and see what kind of skills they have pretty easily.
Well,
There are some
that one
very
woman was like, "I'm 36,000 gold," and it's like you're range level 17, and that's it.
Don't worry, there are some free units, hirelings and stuff like that. Yeah, she is way too expensive to be worth it.
Yeah.
The one you get at the
Oh,
hi.
hello.
I will avenge my fallen brothers. Ah!
I regret nothing.
Yeah, they're hiding in the trees.
Maybe there was a lot of that in the first couple of chapters of the game. This particular area just seems to be a road with trees that I can't walk across on both sides of it, which is a little unusual compared to
But
what the
they
game was
can,
before.
but they can be in the trees, no problem.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's not a nice boss. Ow.
Ah, he's not so bad. Let's take him down.
But yeah, I realized I was kind of losing my train of thought over something way earlier
Yeah.
by mistake. Oops. But I mentioned Knights in the Nightmare, right?
Yes.
The Depth Heaven series, particularly. It's a game that's very interesting because it melds so many genres together.
Uh-huh.
It is a bullet hell RPG, uh, bullet hell RPG. What else is it? Real time RPG, no less.
Uh-huh.
With almost like a chess style of board positioning and all of
Okay.
this. It's it has every genre under the sun, and it gets to the point where a lot of people will think it messy. Yeah, it's you see the red highlight on the map. It's funny because I think it's almost tactically advantageous to pull up the map mid-combat just to get the red highlight check around you if you're losing health in the back. That's the best way to find out,
Yeah.
rather than looking in the base. Having the unit circles helps. Hey, you can see the fairies on the top down.
Yeah, it seems like it's just a top down like real view. Like it's not like the characters are
Yep.
not like icons or anything. It's just like no, it's just a view.
Are you gonna head back to the camp, by the way?
Yeah, I thought I would do that and swap out some equipment and pick up the
Yeah.
pack mule. And probably there's gonna be some dialogue just from finishing the quest. That might be worth it. We were supposed to rescue some people, but we didn't find them. Actually, that's a really
Probably.
good question. Yeah, I don't know. We were supposed to rescue 2 people, but we did not find them.
I'm pretty sure we all know what happened to them.
I guess so.
The bandits ate them.
Probably. Oh, we got a branch. Kinda.
I'm thinking of it like your character just walks up and said, "Oh yeah, they were eaten by a pair of wild bandits."
Yes.
You're in the forest. You're likely to be eaten by a grue.
Yeah. Make sure you have all of your. Make sure you have a source of light.
He attacked from the back.
Yeah, I'm not so worried about him. He ran that way after we did a bunch of damage to him. There's like one guy. Glorn's just standing there, and I don't know why.
I don't know either. Yeah, sometimes it takes an hard. Yeah, stand around. You don't need to be involved. You're just an impartial observer.
Yeah, we
So
needed
why?
it's
Why
like
should I?
what was it called? Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, right? They had the judge
Yeah.
system
Yes.
where like you would be starting a fight with some guys and like a guy would appear out of nowhere and be like, "You can't use staves in this fight." It's like, "What? Why are you here? What are you doing here? And why should I listen to you?"
It's funny because I really like that game, right?
Yeah, it's a great game.
It's,
It's
and
just
you
one
just go on
particularly very strange element of its setting that.
but it's funny also because you can use it to your advantage. Like, I'm gonna fight the boss that has charm on the day where charm is banned, and
Right.
then it can't do anything.
Right, right.
And it's amazing. And thankfully, it's the kind of game where all of what's banned that day is in a static pattern. So
Right.
as long as you know which day what things are banned, you can make your decisions wisely.
Right.
And so yeah, it is still funny because sometimes it would change on the fly depending on the story demands.
Right. Uh-oh. Is there another forced claw?
Yeah, some people don't
Wow,
like
that's a
that,
lot of troubles.
but I really like it, and there are a lot of videos on that game that I really just think kind of miss the whole point, because there are a lot of people saying that, oh, the protagonist's motivation is stupid. And it's like, the whole point of that game is that escapism can be a bad thing. Like, unhealthy forms of escapism exist, and that's what the point of the story is. So, I just think it's a bit interesting that there are people out there that would defend the setting, because the whole point at the beginning of the game is, hey, you have this kid who created this world, right? And he's abusing his power.
Right.
And he's throwing people into jail unfairly. Oops.
I found a waterfall. Huh.
Hey, there's a wagon.
There is, but we can't get to it.
It's probably accessible on that. Yeah. There's a bridge over there, of course.
Oh, okay. That's good.
But first, you have to get through this giant mob of swamp creatures and forest clams, I think.
Claws, yeah.
Claws.
Not a very creative name.
I mean,
That's alright.
they get there. Don't you worry. The creative aspects all come out in the second game. I don't even think there is a single enemy that is uncreative in
Yeah.
the second game, as
Well, that's
opposed
good.
to this game, where you won't even remember half the enemies you fought after you fought
I
them.
think they were called the Krug.
I think. Exactly, though. Oh,
That's about
I
right for
love
this
it.
game, yeah.
you might want to heal before you fight these.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll take them out. Everything is gonna be alright.
Just know that there will be one person out there screaming at you, heal, please, oh my gosh!
Well, I thought you said nobody really used the heal, so like, I feel like people should be like, oh, he's not healing. That's normal behavior.
Typically,
Is it just because I'm not using the potions, maybe, or what?
Well, I mean, that can be a good and bad thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like, in this case, you're getting a lot of money.
Yeah.
You get to sell off a lot more health potions than otherwise, and make room for a lot more because you're using that heal.
Well, I get to build up
Like-
a little extra intelligence for characters too, which is nice.
Exactly. And it's like, health potions don't really do much for character growth at all, so there's a lot more advantage to using the health.
Right.
And you see, that's a trick I just kind of introduced as an idea that, hey, maybe you can do this thing, and it's entirely changed the way you've played this game.
Yeah.
Because if I had not suggested that, you would have just had to use health potions throughout this whole thing.
Well, the hands of health, the healing hand spell was so obscure in the list that I missed it when I was at the first shop. So
Yeah,
I would have just
exactly.
passed right over it.
There's a health potion
I
still
see
there
it.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still can't get over there. Maybe there is no bridge.
Huh. Well, there is a bridge, but it's out.
Oh, is that what it is? But there's no way to fix it.
Or yeah, there's no way to fix it, and the world is static, and so yeah, it is a set piece then. I'm
Okay.
afraid
That's too bad.
it is. Yeah, I was thinking you could get to it too. I'd love if you could.
Right? But, I mean, it would be just the thing for, like, two people that were hunted by bandits to be hiding out there, but apparently not.
Yeah, you would hope so, but nah, unfortunately that's not how this game is.
Yeah.
Once you complete the quest, it's done.
Eastern Swamp. Well, that's just a sign. Okay, fine.
Eastern Swamp is progression, so if you wish to head back, that would probably be the best time.
I'm trying to... No,
Fill out
because
your
Flare is right
inventory.
there. This is the way to... You see, the sign is pointing.
Oh.
The sign is pointing to the lower left.
Yeah, I was about to say, I can't see the sign because you're in that part of the map.
Oh yeah. There's Phaedriel
Yeah,
again.
you're in the overhead. Phaedriel. Did you explore around the camp, by the way?
Only a little bit.
There are some outer edges. I
Oh.
doubt there's any enemies around here, but yeah, it's interesting how much expansive part of the map is. I can imagine this game would be nightmarish to somebody who wants to fill out the entire map because there's no point in doing so. It does not benefit your game in any way to do so. But if you have OCD and stuff like this, you have
Yeah.
to fill out every square inch of the map. You would be in hell.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well, I mean, especially since the game is linear for most of it, and then like you just like you miss like the tiniest little nothing.
Well, if there is anybody out there that has OCD for that sort of thing, you are technically at an advantage because you get to cast your buff spells over and over again and
Yeah.
have something to do
Yeah, that's true.
if you are leveling. If you are leveling your characters properly, like I do, and give enough nature magic. We have enticed you back to us. Yes, yes, yes. Bye.
Name,
But
job, buy.
Your job's a vendor. I treat you more like a vending machine.
It seems reasonable in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I knew if like it just tells me a sell value, but the number is so small that it's like, is that useful somewhere else? Do I use that
I'm
somewhere?
looking into that.
Yeah.
Sub-dungeon fury. Not really concerned. Presently interested of the levers of the dungeon. Red herring.
Strength of 16. No one else. She's the only one that has that.
Okay, Fury's Eye is something you want to hold on to.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Let's see. Then you need the knife that your character first starts with, and the last thing you need is Gallus's trial, the book from the earth, and it unlocks a secret.
You need the knife that you started the game with?
What?
Is that for real?
Yes, it is. I
Oh,
know what it's. Oh,
well, cool. I don't
oops.
have that anymore. That's and
I
I.
don't either. It's okay. It's okay. It unlocks a secret.
Uh-huh. Is it a good secret?
Yes,
Oh, that's too bad.
one of the one of the funniest secrets I've ever seen in a video game.
Oh, really? What is it?
Do I want to spoil it?
I'm not gonna get it this game, right? Because I don't have that knife.
The secret chicken level.
Oh, okay. Light of Chadek. Doesn't do damage. Sell it. Defensive 60. We can't use that. We did pick up a light mechanized suit. Which would be good for him if he could wear it. What is that? Intelligence 21? Not quite. But soon. Gliding, crude electric plate defense 49. That sounds like garbage. Yeah, it's garbage. Spider Silk Halberg. Dexterity 21 might be good for her if she could equip it. Yeah, there it is. 88 plus 6 armor. That's a pretty big improvement. Yeah, why not? Sell that. Well, I can do the selling stuff offline, I guess.
Oh, okay. The secret level
Uh-huh.
to my hand once more. Okay, dude. Sure. I do know the lore they're talking about, where they're talking about that whole Dark Mother and it, but no, the chicken level is multiplayer exclusive. Okay. Whew. It's not in the single player.
Oh, so I could just sell that?
Bring you back. Speak with
Uh,
Yahtzee. May the
let me
road
check.
you follow be pleasant and your vengeance complete.
Exactly. I am looking into what it's for.
I can always do it in my spare time.
If you have returned for potions or go, let the
There are
dark
lots
sister
of
guard you well.
there are lots of only forum posts about it.
Uh-huh.
So that's
If you have
interesting.
returned for
We can sell some healing items.
Absolutely can. It's a good way to make money too. Oh,
Hmm?
okay, so it is for that. Uh, the second town last to the Urin. There is a shrine-like object with a bunch of platforms and a stone on one platform called the Hiros Stone. You need to use this shrine along with some of the items to access the secret. In this area, you get a lot and yada yada yada. Fury's Eye is all about that. Basically, it's the key to unlocking stuff.
Where's Dex 21?
I guess hold on to it. It can
Okay.
go on the mule or something.
Yeah, I'll throw it under the mule. I'm trying to see, does she have any good magic for us to buy?
Don't lose the Fury's Eye. When you get all the stones, a passage will open up to the dungeons down there. Or is the trial?
Focused mind. Range boost. Shock. Oh, we got the ability. Does he have that in his book? Oh, heck.
So yeah, you need the
Go.
starter knife
Let
from
the
your
dark
fresh
sister
character,
guide you
Fury's Eye, and Trial of Gallus. A
Yeah, I
gate
don't have
will
that
open.
knife, so.
But you may still get mileage out of it. It will still lead to something if you keep it,
Oh, okay.
but you just won't get the secret part of it.
Uh. Okay. Well, whatever. I'll hang on to it then.
Mhm.
If you have returned, go. Let the dark sister guard you.
All right. Well, we've made some progress. We completed a quest, and we'll continue forward. I guess into the swamps next time, something like that.
Yeah. Wow.
This seems like a reasonable place to call it for tonight.
Yeah, and you can start up a little later where you were in the level too.
Yeah.
Ah, man, it already is over.
Well, get something done. Don't hang out for 7 hours on the. Don't let it
Ogre
overstay.
battle.
Don't let it overstay its welcome.
Ogre battle really got to you. It sounds
Well,
like.
no, I mean, like the thing about that game is that it's so good, but that's like the one thing I say against it is that like it really needs the ability to suspend. So like what I probably should have done was just played
Mhm.
it on an emulator and done save states because that would work.
Oops.
The PlayStation version has well, I like playing stuff on the actual original cartridges when I have them, if I
Oh
can do
yeah.
it. But like the PlayStation version, I dislike for some of the controls that it has. But it does have a suspend option. It just takes like 8 memory card blocks or something like that. Something dumb.
Yeah. I mentioned Knights in the Nightmare, and that game supports suspend,
Yeah.
even its predecessor, Yggdra Union, one of my favorite
I,
games. Go
I,
buy it on.
I love
Go
Yggdrasil
check.
Union. So good.
It's on Steam now,
I
by the
know. I
way.
picked it up. I have
I
it on GBA and Steam now.
Yeah. I've played every version of that game. I love it.
Yeah, it's a
By
very
the way,
solid game.
if you get the if you play that game,
Mm-hmm.
just a little primer for that before the stream caps off. If you
Yes.
get the little random unit flunky to get MVP, he stays
Oh,
for
really?
the rest of the game.
Nice.
There's some pretty good things to do that for, but yeah. So interesting that you have to keep your starter knife at the beginning of the game. What
That's
the heck?
absurd nonsense.
And it leads to absurd nonsense.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
all I'll say.
Why would you even like inventory is at such a premium in this game that you would never even think to do that, but there it is.
Hmm. Maybe it's something you can show as an Easter egg later down the line in a random video if you're just playing the game on your own and stuff.
That's possible. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Hmm. But either way, yeah, thank you for having me. It's nice to join for this.
Yeah, yeah. Always good to have someone to bounce ideas off of and strategies and talk about the game. So yeah, feel free to hop on anytime. And let's see, Friday we've got Dying Light. Monday we've got Ogre Battle, and we'll be back to this on Wednesday. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Take care.